Hey there, everyone. Are you ready for week 12? I think I am. Another busy week for me. Oh, and I just noticed a spelling error in my slide. Overview. We're interviewing two more candidates this week, so it's going to be pretty busy for me. But after this week, I'm looking forward to having a little more time to maybe produce some more videos for you and kind of organize the rest of the semester. And for those of you that are taking NR 220, we are rapidly creating online content for you to be able to do NR 220 online. So that'll be interesting as well. Anyway, let's get back to this class. There are four things that you need to take care of this week. And really, most of you only three things, but there's a few of you that will have to do one other thing. So first of all, I wasn't able to post slides and get things ready to finish off talking about Eastern U.S. forests last week. So last week was probably a bit on the easy side, but we're going to finish off the Eastern forest this week. I have posted some slides, a video of myself talking through some slides. That is a three-part series of videos that are posted on Canvas. And then you'll have to take a quiz as well. So let's just go to Canvas real quick. Here's your week 12 material. Once I get done with this video, I'll post it here, but here's your week 12 to-do list. Here's your links to the videos. And you can see there's three of them that you'll need to watch and work through. And then I haven't completed it yet, but I will put a quiz underneath this link to the videos that you'll have to take. That quiz will be associated with the videos. I'll make sure that the questions in the quiz follow the same order as the slides so that you can just take the quiz and work through the slides as you're working through the quiz. So hopefully it'll make it relatively easy to work through. And again, the quiz is mainly to help you identify some of the most important aspects of the slides, just so you get the most important material. So that's the goal of that quiz. Okay, let's go back to the slide. So that's finishing up the Eastern U.S. forest, the slides, and the quiz. Then there's a reading to get you prepared for next week, when we're going to talk about alpine ecosystems. And then there's a quiz associated with that. A lot of you have already taken that quiz because I left it up on Canvas before break, and so lots of you noticed that and went ahead and took it. So on our week 12 module, there's your reading. It's Walker et al. It's a small or a section of a book chapter on alpine ecosystems, and then there's a quiz associated with that. So make sure to get that done for next week. Third thing to do is to post a hypothesis to explain treeline. And so I've created a discussion board. Let's go back to Canvas. So there's this treeline hypothesis discussion board. I'd like you to post a hypothesis along with an explanation for how that hypothesis would create treeline. So what I mean by that is here's just a couple images of mountain landscapes. And so you can see in both of these, in the lower part of the image, we can see a fairly, I wouldn't say dense, but definitely a forest canopy that kind of decreases in density until you get high enough in elevation that there's no more trees. The one on the right maybe is a little more beneficial to think about because on the bottom, again, you can see a fairly kind of a good forest canopy. Good, I don't know what good is in this case, but you can see a forest canopy. But then above the forest canopy, you can still see green vegetation. And so that's where all the herbaceous plants are dominating. And so what I really want you to think about is what happens between this transition where we can get plants growing up at high elevation, they just can't be trees. Whereas you move down in elevation, you have trees that can grow. The same thing happens with latitude. If you were to drive north up into Canada and keep going up, at some point you would stop seeing any trees, but there would be some shrubs and lots of herbaceous vegetation. So what happens that prevents trees from growing as you go further up north or further up in elevation. All right. And our goal is to try to find as universal as an explanation as we can. Certainly, there's going to be regional differences that might create a tree line, but we're trying to find a somewhat universal explanation for what creates this boundary between where trees can grow and where they can't grow, but herbaceous plants can still grow. All right, so post a hypothesis and provide, a sentence or two explanation about how your hypothesis might work. All right. So that's the third thing that everybody needs to do, 1 through 3. And then the fourth thing is that I'm still missing pot weights from some of the groups. And so what I mean is I'm missing the dry weight of your pot, the saturated weight of your pot, and your target weight. And so when I watered pots last week, I just kind of had to ballpark it for those groups. But all the groups that I have data for, I was able to, add enough water to get us back on track. So I have a list of the folks or the groups that I need data from. So if you're in one of these groups and already submitted it, I'm not sure what happened, but go back to that Google, let's see, I put it on a Google Sheet page, I think. Go back there and enter your data, or just send me an email. Either way is fine. But these are the groups I don't have data for. Foraging Foresters, Future Rangers, the Large Farvas, the Red Team, Dirty Soilers, and I think one just called Forestry. And then I have 2 pots with no group name on it. So I took a picture. So here's a picture of the 2 pots. If anybody recognizes these pots, please send me an email. Let me know whether it's the left-hand pot or the right-hand pot in the picture, and tell me your group name, and make sure your data is entered in the spreadsheet. Again, saturated pot weight, dry pot weight, and your target pot weight for your treatment. All right? So I think that is everything for this week. Hope you guys have a good week. Hope you are continually making the adjustment to all this online material. If you run into problems, please let me know. I've been really lenient on, basically I haven't deducted any late points yet. I want you to just get it done and be as successful as possible this semester, because this has been a big change. So hope you're all healthy and doing okay. And I look forward to seeing you either, I guess probably the fall sometime. So take care.